Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about the perceiving axes. What are the differences between people who have introverted intuition and extroverted sensing and the people who have extroverted intuition and introverted sensing? The extroverted perceiving functions are all about taking in information from your environment. And what's going on is that extroverted sensors are really good at taking in their surroundings as they are in the moment, just exactly like that, which is why people with strong extroverted sensing are often really good at being in the moment. They're good at, for example, sports, just like being really aware of what's going on around you, reacting quickly and that kind of stuff. That's how they take in information, just exactly how it is. When they are looking at their environment, that's what they see. And what happens is when these people are being introverted, they process information with introverted intuition. Introverted intuition uses the data that they have perceived to come to intuitive conclusions, and I users take time to explore one idea, like more thorough, because ideas for them are kind of given to them by their subconscious randomly. Whenever their subconscious has generated a new idea from the extroverted sensing information, then they will take time to explore this idea, because they usually kind of get less ideas than extroverted intuitives. Because for extroverted intuitives, ideas are constantly generated by their environment, and for introverted intuitives, their environment cannot disrupt anything, so they can just focus on one idea and they might want to explore that from many angles in their mind, and are more prone to follow a smaller amount of ideas because they attach themselves to them more and follow them maybe very long term. Then, when we look at the other side of it, so extroverted intuition, introverted sensing. So extroverted intuition, the thing is that their environment, they don't want to see it as it is. They want to avoid seeing the things around them as they are, because the more they do that, the less space there is for intuitive vision, for imagination. If you have this cup, you don't want to see the cup if you're an extrovert intuitive. You want to imagine what it could be, you want to imagine how does it connect to other things. What could I do with it? That kind of stuff. The possibilities, the connections, the relationships between things. So what's happening is that when they're looking outside of themselves, their environment, whatever they're seeing or whatever they're talking about with people will trigger intuitive ideas in them constantly. Which is why extroverted intuition is often seen as the brainstorm function, because they get a lot of them. They get a lot of ideas all the time, at least, people with really strong extroverted intuition. So imagine an ENFP or an ENTP or an INFP. And when they are being extroverted, they like to discuss ideas with people and kind of play around with ideas. And then when these people are focused inward, they process information with introverted sensing, which means that when they are being introverted, they can see the world not for its possibilities, but for how it truly is, or at least how they have seen it, like a mirror of the real world inside their mind. And it's kind of like just having very detailed memory of the world around them. And this memory is, because it's still introverted, it's still a bit personal, and it has a lot of personal associations, For example, when they are thinking about the cup that they have seen, they might also have a certain feeling associated with it, or a certain other memory that's also associated with it, but they have a lot of personal associations with their memories of the world around them. It's not as extroverted sensing, seeing things as they are. When they're being extroverted, they're focused on their intuition and what their intuition is telling them, about what they're seeing. And then when they're introverted, their mind has still saved images of the world around them that they can look at when they're being introverted. But these images they're still a memory, they're still in their mind. So they're still not 100% accurate with the world around them, because of course the world around them is constantly changing. And extroverted sensing can keep up with that change because it's constantly focused on how things are right now. Whereas introverted sensing holds on to their memories of things more, which of course also change. But it's never exactly how it is in the moment. But, when their extroverted intuition is really strong, they are good at brainstorming and creativity. And when their introverted sensing is really strong, they usually have good memory. They're really good at remembering details and stuff like that about people, about the world. So with extroverted intuition, it's like, if they are looking at things, they save an introverted sensing imprint of it, like memory of it, so that they have this memory, this image in their mind to refer to the real cup, and all its details, all its sensory details will be in memory, so that when they're being extroverted, they don't have to see the cup anymore. For NISC users, it's kind of the reverse, where their intuition is not triggered while looking at things, while being extroverted, but in a similar subconscious way, where their intuitive insights are only looked at once they are being introverted. And they don't have to be focused on the details because they already saved an image in their mind. And if they want to look at the details, they can just look at the image in their mind instead, So I want to show this image. Let's see. Just to give you a bit more of an image to imagine with it, we have here someone with introverted sensing and extroverted intuition. Now you also have to imagine, of course, that, for example, an ISFJ or an ISTJ, someone with dominant introverted sensing. This will be more their world and their comfort zone than this. But this represents extroverted intuition, which is like how they see the world around them when they're being extroverted. They don't see the world exactly as it is. And whenever they want to see the world as it is, they refer to their introverted sensing memory. But whenever they're being extroverted, they see many possibilities and ideas that are generated from their intuition. And of course, ENFPs, ENTPs, and so forth will be more focused on this side of things. And this person, for example, this person is a bit vague. They may not see it right now with all their details. They might only see the details in their mind, and the person might trigger a certain idea or possibility right now, in the moment. And this represents introverted intuition and extroverted sensing, where this person, when they're looking outside of themselves, they're looking at this person, they're seeing it as it is right now with all the details, just as it is. And in their minds, they don't have the same memory of the world that's really clear and really detailed. They instead have their intuition in their mind in order to see the world around them as it is, not focus on intuition when they're being extroverted. And when they're being introverted, they explore their intuitive visions that their subconscious mind generated for them. They're usually focused on less visions. They are not as excited by many possibilities, like extrovert intuitives are a bit more like, oh, I see so many options that I could take. Introvert intuitives, they also concern themselves a lot with just predicting what's most likely to happen in the future, and then they're only focused on that, and they don't always see all the other possibilities, which apparently extrovert intuitives are really good at seeing all the possibilities, and introvert intuitives are really good at seeing the most likely possibility in one moment. They might really see, well, if I do this, then this is the most likely outcome. But I might not see all the possibilities. It's just that their focus keeps changing from most likely possibility to most likely possibility in another moment in time. So that is kind of a summary of this. I hope that made things a bit more clear. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.